Becoming a composer was a very gradual process for me. It wasn't something that happened in some cathartic moment when I woke up one morning. My early musical experience was more as a performer. I was originally a trumpet player, and I was playing in jazz rock bands and also in youth orchestras, and having quite a diverse experience, more as a performer. Jonathan Harvey, for example, was one of my first composition teachers, and he's been an incredibly supportive kind of mentor figure over the years for me. But he had a very kind of open-minded attitude to music and just encouraged me to kind of go in my own direction. Yeah, I think it's worth saying a little bit about the CD as a whole. It represents roughly a decade of work, just a little bit more, dating back from 2000 is the earliest piece to 2011, which is the most recent piece. And they're all, I suppose, for want of a better word, chamber works, in as much as they're solo to small ensemble pieces, although they're quite varied in their nature. Some involve acoustic instruments, some involve electronic instruments, some are amplified, some involve electronic sounds, some are entirely acoustic. So there's a variety of sonorities and instrumentations. I think you can see a transition from the earliest piece, Presence Absence, to the most recent piece, Misguided. The earliest piece on there is a piece called Presence Absence, which I wrote for Ensemble Catral, based in Zurich. That piece doesn't involve electronics at all, although when I look at it in the context of the later pieces, it's something of a kind of transitional work, I suppose. Most of the performers on this disc, I have quite a long-term relationship with working with them. So there's a kind of dedication involved, and you know, there's a commitment required to playing my music. I understand that, but I'm equally committed to the performers to give them something to get their teeth into and something that they'll respond to. I think it's important. It took quite a while for me to actually find performers who I could really connect with. One of the reasons why it's called Misguided is because I used in the composition process this computer generation of materials, and it guided me, or misguided me, you might say, to do things which I might not otherwise have done. So that's part of the reason why I thought of it like that. Amazing musicians of Elysian, I really felt I had a kind of free hand to do anything I liked, really, and they would respond to it in a positive way. And it's extremely energetic piece, very physically demanding, very virtuosic.